for joining me, your host, Nia Imani, for another episode of Moments of Encouragement. We have an exciting guest with us here today. This is Bret E. Benson. He is an actor. He is a host. He is a model. And just look at him, ladies. He is gorgeous, too, isn't he?
How's it going, Atlanta?
So tell me, Bret, how did you get started, first of all, with acting?
Okay, this is actually a story that I love to tell, and it's something that you couldn't make up if you wanted to.
Okay.
It was one of those things where I have a very good friend of mine, Alexander Brown, who's entrepreneur, author. He's kind of like my spiritual mentor, and he's a youth pastor, and his dad's a pastor, so I kind of get all of my
spiritual guidance
from him.
Yeah.
And so we meet every quarter. We kind of keep each other accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's like a brother to me, like family. And one of the things that I had written that I wanted to talk to him about was I really feel like I'm being pulled towards acting. And like the comedy side of acting and everything like that. And he just went crazy. He was like, I had that written down to tell you.
Oh my God! So that was just confirmation.
Yeah, and so I was just telling him, but I have no idea, how to get into the business or anything like that. And he was like, we'll just pray about it, and I'll start helping you. We'll look online. We'll find a way, because this is something that you really have to do.
Awesome.
And we prayed about it. And, I'm not the most religious person in the world.
Okay.
But we prayed about it. And 2 days later, Nia, a totally different friend that I had never mentioned acting to at all called me up and said, hey, I think I got an into this Tyler Perry movie if you're interested.
Are you serious? You see how God works?
Yes, like it's one of those
things.
things where it's like you can't make this up. Found out how to get an agent, and things have, like, history has just been kind of made from that moment.
Yes, you're making history. Now I heard you say that this friend that confirmed the answer of acting with you is also a fraternity brother.
Yes.
What fraternity are you all a part of?
I am a member of the fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, in Millersville, Georgia.
Okay.
I went to Georgia College and State University. Awesome. The best decision that I've ever made. It's a beautiful campus.
Now, what did you major in?
I actually majored in public relations, and I also had another degree in public speaking.
Okay, but it wasn't acting at that time.
No,
wow.
I was a baseball guy. I played baseball all the way through high school and college, and so with that kind of huge time commitment, the theater community it could never cross just because there was just too much of a time commitment.
Exactly. So how long have you been into acting now?
I've only been acting going on right about 2 years now.
Awesome.
So things have just really taken off.
Yes, that is great, because there are people who have been in the industry for decades and have not yet had the opportunity to appear on such a show such as Tyler Perry, to have those types of credentials on their resume. So that is awesome, and I know that is a work of God, because I heard you say you prayed about it first.
It's one of those things. It's like you really can't make this stuff up.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things that happens, and when it happens, you have to pay attention to it. And I was working a 9 to 5 at the time when that first opportunity came, and I had just fortunately I had learned some very good financial principles from my parents that put me in a position of where I could save up a little bit more and be able to walk away from that job after I started getting called for a lot of different projects.
Yes, awesome. Now, are you originally from Georgia?
I am.
Are you really?
I'm one of the last ones of us left. I was raised in Marietta, rather, and I went to Sprayberry High School, so big ups to all the jackets out there.
Awesome.
I had a great time there.
Now, did your acting career lead you into modeling, or did your modeling lead you towards the acting?
It was the acting that led me into modeling.
Okay, tell me about the modeling experience.
Okay. With that, and something else that I just wanted to share with everybody is the long path that it took to even get with my agent, Kitty Bundy. She's an amazing agent with presence, models, and talent, and she's just one of those agents that's like Jerry Maguire was written.
For her.
Yeah, she's that good.
Awesome.
But one of the stories that I just wanted to share with everybody is that initially I went in to meet with Kitty. Right after I got that little spot on Tyler Perry's "I Can Do Bad all by Myself," and you can see me right in the opening, the first scene, right there front and center with Taraji P. Henson. She's singing to our table, and actually the other gentleman that's at the table with me is that friend that called me up.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where he's the friend that called me up. And said
I can get you in.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I went up in front of her a year before I actually signed with her.
Wow.
Right? I went up in front of her and I just wasn't ready. It was one of those things where I got in front of her by a favor through somebody else. And originally, you're not supposed to even be able to get in front of somebody with that kind of caliber like Kitty until you've got, some training under your belt and you've been in a few things. But I just wasn't ready, and, she turned me away and said, I need to take some classes and things of that nature. And during that time, I met with, I would take some classes, submit my resume to all the other, reputable agents here. And I met with every single agency, and every single one of them turned me down in that year until I came back around full circle and met back with Kitty, and then she was just like, "I want to represent you immediately."
Okay.
And so it's one of those things where if you're out there, and I probably know a lot of the people that are out there, in the process of getting established. In the acting field here in Georgia, do not stop, because you can get as many no's as possible, and it only matters when you get that one yes. That's the only time it matters, and the rest of those you don't even think about in the rest of the time.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's sort of like selling yourself, because in the sales industry, it is taught the more no's you get, the closer to that one yes you're getting to.
Absolutely.
So it's the same way in selling yourself to an agent. You're going to go through some no's.
Absolutely.
So if this is your
to.
first time out there, out the gate, trying to get an agent, don't become discouraged with that first or second no. Keep forging ahead to know that you're just that much closer to your yes. So you can't give up. Now, did your modeling? Tell me about your modeling experience. What are some of the projects you've worked on?
Well, with the modeling, most of the things have been like print modeling for different companies. One of the first things that I ever did was actually I did covers for Georgia College and State University, kind of like promoting their school and things of that nature.
I think I've seen you on the cover before, too.
I'm out there, fortunately.
Wonderful.
And a lot of things have been for either for Coca-Cola. I did like some little print work that was on their websites for a little while. With their playbook of possibilities. And but I've been focusing a lot more on the acting than the